In this tutorial, I teach you how to make a demon face using CS6 or CS5.5. Okay everybody, just going to start out with double clicking here and finding the footage that you need to import. Right there, mine's on my desktop so it's easy to grab. All you need to do is just double click here, and if you need to cut your video down in any way like I do, you just need to go through here, find out where you want it. That's the bad take that I did. Right there. Alright, I want mine right about where I popped up, which is right there. Alright, set it in by using this button, and then I do my little demon scream there, and then I want it to end right as I go down there to about there. Perfect. Click this to set it out there. So now we're going to want to drag our footage right into this new composition. Bam, here's our footage all ready to go. Okay, so next here we are going to want to find where we want to start tracking. I'll track right about where I start standing still here. So you're gonna need this right here. If you don't have it, you can right click your footage and go to track motion, and that should pop up right over there. Alright, so now we're gonna click on our footage and we're gonna go track motion. Okay, so we're gonna get this tracking point, but we also want to add in the rotation. So now we're gonna find out here where we want to put this. I like to put it right on the pupils because I find it tracks better there. So you put it right on the pupils. So we wanna fool around with this right here. Make it wide-ish. We want to make it so that it fits all of the eyes, so it'll track easier. It helps you in the mistakes process here. Alright, so now all you need to do is click the Analyze Forward button, and now your footage should start to track. And this just takes a little while, so we're just going to let the footage go right through here. Right about here is where I'm going to stop it. Alright, we'll stop right there, and then just leave the tracking points and it'll go down. So now you only have this certain part of it tracked. Okay, so next part up here, we're gonna go layer, new, and we're gonna add in a null object. So that's gonna be right here. So after this, we're gonna click here on your footage, go to edit target, make sure that says null 1 or whatever, null 4 or whatever maybe you're using, click OK. Now we're wanting to click apply afterwards of doing this, make sure it's on X and Y, click OK, and there. Now we should notice that little square follows your eye. Okay, so now that we have that done, we're going to want to go to Effects and Presets. Okay, look up Liquify. Should pop up right as you type in LIQ. Okay, we want to drag the Liquify right onto our footage here on 38. Bam. Alright, we have Liquify and it's going to be up in this area. We're going to edit it. Now, this distortion mesh offset is what we're going to be using here. So just minimize the null, click P for position. After this, we're gonna want to go back to our footage, hold down the Alt key, and click the little timer button there. So now this is gonna bring up all this. So now we want to keep holding down Alt, grab this little pick whip right here, bring it all the way up, add it to the position there at the null, where we put the position originally. So now, all this liquify and stuff is gonna follow. So now find the part where you want to start editing your guy. So for me, I'm gonna start right here, and I'm just gonna grab here. Right here in your bloat tool options and all this options, you can increase brush size and brush pressure. So I'm just gonna fool around here with this. Alrighty, now that I've played around with my guy here, we see that he has a really creepy face now, and yours will turn out differently than mine. It's really what you prefer here. So now we're gonna go, so we see that it has this distortion effect right here, and that's not gonna look good. So we want to scroll down to here, click this little timer that says on distortion percentage, click right here, drag this down to 0%. That distortion effect is gone now. So I would drag it to about where your character starts to show up, which is about there for me. So I'm going to drag it to about here, and this is where you gradually, before you start opening your mouth like a demon, you gradually increase it. So as you can see, it's increasing a bit there. Actually, I'll turn that back here. About 45. And then I start to open my mouth right about here. So I'm going to add this up to about 74. And then when I fully start to open my mouth about here, I'm going to add this right up to, okay, this is a mistake here. Never put it past 100 or else it'll just look silly. So I'm going to put it right up to 100. And now I'm going to fast forward past all this screaming here. And when we get to about to where we're closing our mouth, we're going to want to start to actually decrease the percentage. So right about there, actually I'm going to start right about here. I'm going to start to get rid of the effect itself by just doing that little distortion effect there, turning it down slowly until pretty much there's nothing left. I'm going to end it right there at 0%. There, now I'm normal. And now you just let your footage go off. So now what you should have, it should look something a little bit like this here. Okay, now go to layer, new, adjustment layer. So now that you have this adjustment layer, find the spot where you're going to want to mask this. So we're going to go up to this little tool right here. It's our pen tool. Click it. And now just start masking around the face. So I'm just going to mask around me quickly here. If you want to spend more time masking, that's okay. I'm just doing this for just to be quick. Alright, now I'm just going to edit these sides a bit here. Alright, so now we are just going to go up to here. We're going to go to Effect. We are going to go to Color Correction, and then we're going to go to Curves. So here in Curves, I usually go to green, and then we can actually edit the color bit. Now, don't worry, this is going to look a little better after we feather it. So go through and find out what color you like. I myself like sort of a green, eerie color, just to make it look a little weird. So I'm just going to stretch this out to my neck, so it covers all of my skin here. Alright, almost. There we go. Alright, so now I'm just going to click off here. I'm going to click on adjustment layer, and then I'm going to click F. So right here it says your mask feather. So I just turn it up pretty high. So now you have a cool looking effect like this. Okay, now I just go to adjustment layer, click this little arrow, click opacity, and then just click this little timer right there. Turn the opacity down to 0% in the beginning. So now we're going to go through here. So now we're going to see where our face starts to change. So we're going to add a bit of opacity to this. So we're going to get greener. Here we're going to get even greener, up to 75%. I'll make it nice and high there. Now here's where I have my mouth open. We're going to make this 100%. Now we're going to go through the rest of our footage. And then I'm going to slowly turn this down. 68 there, and then about here I'm going to go all the way down to about 20, and then right at the end I'm going to go to completely 0. So now you should get a little something that looks like this.